The crowd's about to thin out. Not everybody wants to stand by Jesus when his teachings get difficult. And some of them ask the classic question that the rich young ruler asked: what do we have to do to be saved? What must I do to be saved? This is the same question that's innate within popular religious worldviews in the Seattle area, including Mormonism. Mormonism is largely dependent, and in fact, pivots upon works that you complete. Things that you abstain from, like caffeine, all right? That you go on pilgrimages, that you would adhere to certain laws and rules and regulations to save yourself. There's no grace in that. This is beautiful of Jesus, because he's going to show us that it's 100% by grace. The question comes, what do we have to do to be saved? What can I do? Christianity is different from every other religious worldview. Other religious worldviews give you the tools that you need to be able to climb up the mountain, okay? Here are your snow boots, here is your rope, here is your harness, here's your helmet, now you go. Within Christianity, it doesn't presuppose that you have within you what it takes to ascend. Rather, it acknowledges you and I are just dead in our sin at the beginning. You don't throw a giant pack full of hiking gear and mountain climbing gear on a dead body, okay? Junk, now climb, dead guy. It doesn't do any good. Rather, God himself, by the power of the Holy Spirit, reaches down and calls us from death to life. We can't ascend on our own. It's by the grace of God. And this is summarized in this teaching in John chapter 6, verse 28. What can we do to perform the works of God, they asked. Jesus replied, this is the work of God, that you believe in the one he has sent. Now, if you were with us for our sermon and you joined us in our curriculum, you've seen the context for this. If you haven't seen that yet, watch the sermon at jessecampbellministries.com. Get your curriculum as well to cover the preceding verses. The question comes, what can we do to perform the works of God? There are no works to perform. There's nothing that you can do on your own. Rather, it is simply this: believe in the one he has sent. Okay, now Christians will sometimes get in arguments over this, all right? Theology nerds start sounding like Star Trek fans sometimes when they argue over the finer points of this. Belief and works are different things, okay? Faith and deeds are separate things. To believe is not a deed. To have faith is not a work. James devoted a whole lot of time to this, making that very clear distinction in James chapter 2. So do not think that belief itself is a work. All right, this is how you do the works of God. You believe in the one that he sent. That's it. Do you see the irony in what Jesus is saying? All right, there's no dietary law that you could adhere to. There's nothing you could abstain from that would undo your past sins. All right, there's no sacrifice that you could make, because Jesus knew he himself was the ultimate sacrifice who would go to the cross and raise again. This is it. Believe. Believe in the one God sent. Now you see that? The singular nature of this, the one? There's only one way to be saved. It's Jesus. So hold fast to the exclusivity of Christianity, because it's not you who's making that audaciously exclusive claim. It is not intellectual arrogance on your part. It is a truth claim made by Jesus himself. Believe in the one he has sent. You're not the one making that claim. You're just accurately sharing what Jesus said. And anyone who would contest it would say that Jesus just lied. They do so to their own peril. But you and I believe in faith that Jesus is the one who's sent by God. Isn't that great news? Isn't that grace? Aren't you glad you were born in the New Testament era? Now, go light up the darkness.